It's review time. R7970, and it's the overclock back edition. Welcome to the review. It's here to stay. Let's just start off by taking a look at the exterior of the card. It's blatantly obvious that the people at XFX spent special time redesigning this card so that it wasn't exactly the same as the OEM reference design that we saw from AMD. We see two fans. The black and silver, the look of it is just really incredible. I think that aesthetically, this is one of the nicest cards that I've ever seen. The biggest thing about this new R7970 from XFX is its new cooling features. We start off with its Ghost Thermal technology. The Ghost Thermal technology is a floating cover design that maximizes airflow by creating exceptional venting throughout the card. This design allows airflow to cool the heatsink as well as the components and the PCB itself. We also see Hydrotech Thermal Solution. The Hydrotech Thermal Solution is a vapor chamber, just kind of like the VaporX chamber you've seen on other cards. This is a vapor chamber running along the side of the card that you can see there. It's a copper piece running on the side of the card that actually helps keep the card running even better. And then the last thing is the double dissipation, hence the name of the card, since this is the black edition. Now let me just state that for a second. The black edition, that means this card's overclock. I'll get to that in just a second. But the double dissipation, it cools the hydrocell and GPU and the PCB heatsink and the components all at one time by allowing airflow to go in different ways throughout the card. This is all new stuff, and we should see really superior cooling results when overclocking the card or running it with it full blast. Jumping back to the specs, I told you guys this card is overclocked, and it is. The core clock on a standard card is 925 megahertz. This one comes in at 1000 megahertz. On a standard card, we see the clock rate at 1375, and on this card, we see it at 1425. So not only is the core, but the memory is also overclocked on this card. Beyond the cooling and the overclocking, the card still has 3 GB of GDDR5 memory, still features a 384-bit memory interface, and the same exact rear I/O that we see on all the other cards. That being 2 mini display ports, an HDMI port, and a single DVI port. That said, this card sure looks good. Let's now jump in and see how well it actually performs. So what can I say that the numbers don't speak for themselves? In testing, you guys can see, right now, this new card is the fastest card there is on the planet as far as a single GPU card goes. It's #1. The XFX card, this is the Black Edition double dissipation card. So it has overclocking and it's got twice the cooling on it than a normal card, and it's only $50 more. One thing to note before I close the video out though, is that if you do turn both fans up to full blast, it is going to be kind of noisy if you're running it in an open air test bed. But if you put it inside of a system, it actually does muffle the sound quite a bit. And if you turn the card just down to its standard cooling, it's almost non-existent. So I have to say that this card is a serious editor's choice here on Motherboards.org. For A, it looks better than any reference card out there. It's faster than a reference card. It's got headroom for overclocking, and with these dual dissipation fans, it's got lots of airflow to cool that sucker off when you're turning it up past its standard stuff. I want to thank XFX and all you viewers for making this happen, and I'll see you guys back here on Motherboards.org later today.